Hey guys, welcome to the part 3 of 3 of the X-Men 97 Season 2 opening volley of reviews. This episode was called Rise of Apocalypse Part 1. And I was wondering why they would show Part 1 and not Part 2 or possibly Part 3 if that's how many episodes this goes. I know they didn't want to drop them all at once, but this episode, after watching it, showed me exactly why I love this show and why I continue to love this show, because it subverts expectations in all the right ways. It builds up this story, and you know who Apocalypse is. You know where he comes from. You know his backstory. If you're an X-Men fan, you know that he was the first mutant. And he was born into slavery in Egyptian times, 3000 BCE. And he had a choice to either be benevolent in his rise to power or to seek every ounce of power that he could wring from the world. And at the beginning of this episode, you see Magneto and Charles Xavier are in that time. And Magneto, at the end of last season, was shown to have been given the school after Charles Xavier's supposed passing. But Charles is alive and well here. And Magneto is as well. And Magneto, again, against the grain of what you expect, seeks to counsel in Seven Nur and build him up into the first champion of Charles' dream, a mutant of unimaginable power that seeks the same thing that Charles Xavier seeks. Instead of destruction, death, seeking all of this power and becoming a power-hungry and mad god. Instead, that power could be turned and used for the greater good of all. And Magneto sees this, and Charles says, okay, we will try this. And if he could be turned, it's just like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. The Emperor, wants to destroy Luke, but Darth Vader says if he could be turned, then he would become a powerful ally. And that's the premise of this. Can we take who's going to be the biggest bad in the X-Men story and turn him good? Can we make him something other than what his destiny is foretold to be? I don't know. And you don't either. You'll have to watch it. I've already seen it. But I will say that, again, the storytelling power of the characters of the X-Men with little tiny tweaks like that. I didn't expect that. I did not expect to see Magneto try to turn in Seven Nur to the light side. And like I said, whether or not he did is to be continued. But this episode also tries to bring them back, that group of mutants, when Bishop reveals himself and he says, we've got to get out of here. So it leaves on a cliffhanger. Did the X-Men transport before the climactic finale? Did they not? That's kind of left in limbo and left up to viewers to figure out what's going on and to come back when the episodes resume. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you've got time this weekend, it's less than an hour and a half of your time, and it's well worth watching these 3 episodes back to back to back so that you can see kind of where this season is going, but also get that awesome animation that pulls you right back into your childhood. Get that amazing story by Bo DeMayo and his team, and Brad Winderbaum, who took over after Bo was fired. You get to see all of this build up into something that can be magnificent. And you're right there at the forefront of it to see it happen. So check this episode out. Get ready for it to be continued when the episodes resume. And in the meantime, I hope that you've enjoyed this series. If you have, hit that like and subscribe. I've got a lot more great content coming your way very soon. You guys take care. Have a wonderful Saturday. And I will catch up with you later.